Canapes is always a difficult thing to do. I'm going to show you one now that's only got 3 simple ingredients, and you're going to find it so easy to make, but it's going to wow your guests. So the first ingredient, prawns. And I'll show you what to do with those. Basically, we're going to peel them. So, head comes off. If you're a little bit squeamish about this, just ask your fishmonger to do it. They won't mind. And you're just basically peeling the skin off very, very gently. Should come off pretty easily. Pop that tail off the end. Now the next stage, this is where you might be a little bit squeamish, lay it flat on the board, a little office knife. We're just basically going to go down the back of it, and you're basically looking for a little intestinal tube which should come out very, very easily. More often than not it's black. I'm just using a little cocktail stick which will make it easy for me. So once that comes out, just pull it away with your knife, and that's a lovely prawn ready to go and cook. So that's the first part of the dish. Second part of the dish, lovely prosciutto. Now if you're using prosciutto, go down to your local butcher's. Don't just go to the supermarket and buy one of those horrible packets. Go to your butcher's, ask them to slice it for you nice and fresh, and it'll really make the difference if it's really wafer thin. That's the second ingredient. Third ingredient, fresh basil. Couldn't be any easier to find. You find it in all the supermarkets these days. Now I've got a lovely little pot plant here, which really I think is a lot more fragrant. So, to assemble one of these canapes, really, really simple. Prawn, we're going to lay a piece of prosciutto flat. Look for a whole slice. You don't want it to be really sort of stringy and broken up. A whole slice into a little square. Now, a couple of little leaves of basil. So just down the back. Actually, I'm going to go with 3. Very, very simple like that. Now the prawn in the middle. Just basically rolling it up like you'd roll up a cigar. And we're just going to use a fresh cocktail stick to stick right through the middle. Now that is the simplest canapé you could ever make. It's absolutely packed full of flavour. The prawn, the basil, the prosciutto. So basically we really want to keep the oil to the minimum. So I'm using a little pastry brush and very simply just going to brush that little char-grilled pan. Now in they go. They're not going to take much more than about a minute on each side, I think. You just want to make sure that the prawns cook through in the blender, but you don't want to have something that's totally overcooked. So very gently cook them for a minute on that side, and then we'll flip them over. So after about a minute on that side, we're just going to turn them over, taking on a little bit of colour, not too much. Key to not overcook these. You get a great smell of that basil coming up there. Really, really good. Now, like I said, there's only 3 ingredients in this. Couldn't be any easier than that. But you've still got something that when you bite into, people are going to be really amazed with. Now those little fellas, just about ready. So I'm just going to pop them onto the plate. Just going to build them up for a little bit of height. And as I said, you really don't have to do anything else with them other than that. Your guests are going to be really, really amazed with the simplicity of the flavours. Gorgeous little canapé. Really doesn't get any easier or any tastier.